I have to be honest, I'm pretty moved to see how many people have supported the series from my home country. It may not be as popular as Dragon Ball or even My Hero, but this series really got people's attention, and that's something I'm proud to see. Despite the absence of the manga, the anime has been stellar, keeping the manga fans hyped. The world has witnessed an incredible performance of that one particular episode. You know what I'm talking about. It's a popular opinion to think how amazing it was. But for me, all I'm thinking is, wait until you see this part. Which part? Everything. And this chapter is no exception. The hype is strong, and it will continue to grow. The chapter's cover shows the fans the progress from elsewhere. The good news is, Inosuke and Kanao are reuniting with Zenitsu. More good news is, Zenitsu is back up and running. Actually, that's a lie. He's being carried over. It's not him without someone else babysitting him. Aside from that, it's great to know everyone is slowly reuniting, hyping up the major battle. It's possible for them to collide with Upper Moons, so we'll see where this direction takes us. For now, it's back to the Upper Moon 1. For the first 2 pages, it goes over a grueling sequence of Tokito freeing himself. No dialogues, all display of agonizing pain. I cringed and felt the pain. His expressions are believable enough to know that is something no one wants to go through. I like the fact the sequence takes its time, rather than simply removing it like a leaf. Call it waste of time for those who want content, but this is worth deciphering a character's struggle. As painful it was to watch, it's also painful to learn that he's on a death clock. Because of the blood loss, he won't be able to stand long enough to see the next day, unless he becomes a demon or someone donate blood immediately. This could be his last fight. In short, his death flag is raised. I hope it's only done for fear factor's sake, and not pull the trigger to write him off. That would suck. Yes, I understand that it does create tension, but I would want them to receive no death policy. Okay, not really, but I care too much, and that's a good thing. Or maybe it's a bad thing, depends how you see it. Aside from fearing the worst, there's an interesting setup for an interesting team inbound. With Tokito free at last, it's time for Genya to get back up. He wants to consume Kokushibo's hair so he can recover. To think, a simple haircut can lead to something. That's a cool small detail. I could be wrong, but maybe he can gain a power boost. I mean, he is about to consume Upper Moon 1, so why not? Whether he does or not, I'll be happy enough to see him fight and bonus alongside with his brother. I appreciate the sight of the two with the same resolve. It's almost like fate. Both have similar developments, let alone in the same arc, so it's a neat detail to see them matched together. After a long break, the hype resumed with Himeshima versus Kokushibo, but not without a very interesting detail on the marks. Although the mark could have been described as a super form of the series, pretty much like Super Saiyans for a lot of series. There's a drawback, however, and it's a fatal one. Those who possesses the Mark 1 for sure, will die before reaching the age of 25. That's a heavy price. The worst part is, anyone can attain it, not limited to the protagonist. Speaking of which, this is an alarming sign for Tanjiro. I don't know if the series will go on longer, but this could serve as a time bomb if not tread carefully. It makes me wonder the reason behind this detail. One thing is certain, this gives Himeshima a major death flag. Although the pillars could improve their markings, it will only shorten their lifespan. In other words, there's no way to remove the curse of fate. For Himeshima though, the fact he's using at age 27, I believe, is a guaranteed death, according to Kokushibo, most likely at nighttime. good god, this battle is filled with pillars and their death flags. Gotoge is trying to give fans a heart attack. The only escape is becoming a demon. If that's the case, pour that blood on me. Regardless of the consequence, this doesn't faze Himashima at all. I love the pride and commitment he has as a pillar. Kokushibo thought the sacrifice would discourage him, but he treats every day as his last, and understandably so. His logic is rather encouraging and inspiring. If a man knows being a pillar can result in your early demise, who would take the task half-hearted? Everyone signs their will, and whatever happens, happens. For Himashima, that's what the pride of a human being is about, and a massive insult for those who belittles them. I remember a long time ago, I was skeptical of his character with his constant crying. I'm not saying he is a wuss, but I'm just wondering what's the deal about him crying. But now, he's a badass and has a very strong will to do whatever it takes. The action hasn't resumed, and already I'm feeling tense just by their words exchange. The last intriguing point is about the exception. The mark is already explained to be consequential. However, there was an exception that not only lived past 25, but still alive. This actually shook Kokushibo, proving Himashima was right. I honestly don't know what he means by that. Is it someone we know? Was he referring to himself or Kokushibo? I don't understand why would he be shocked though if he is already aware of himself. I feel like we need a better context to understand the meaning behind that line. If it's the case of someone we don't know, this could be huge. Either way, I'm very curious about this possible revelation. But first, the badass action returns. It's as tense as ever. You are energized from their conversation, and the action keeps you on hook with tense sequences. I like how he even started. Kokushibo was the first to engage because he was frustrated by Himashima's remarks. That's how you one-up a demon. Words that are harmful as cuts. As that wasn't gripping enough, Sanemi stitches up his wounds, which is probably something he does every day. I mean, he is like a demon slayer, and by that I mean like Goblin Slayer style. But now, he's ready to go back and fight. But the hype build doesn't stop there. He then activates the mark. It's pretty cool that his mark is a fan. It's a simple yet effective design that easily represents a wind pillar. By this point, I'm just fired up. The action is slick, with invasive maneuvers and teamwork. At one point, Himashima tries to sneak attack with the ball coming towards behind him, while Sanemi aims for a low attack. It was clever, but good God almighty, he is still clean with a small trim. How is this possible? We are like 4 chapters in if I recall correctly, and he still hasn't got any scratch. Yeah, he had a haircut, but that's the closest they got so far. The day he gets a scratch will be a New Year's celebration. Maybe if he gets hurt, he will change side with pillars and bring along a legion of his demons. That way they could go against Muzan, all because he was flabbergasted by a simple scratch. That's what it takes to change side. Anyway, the cliffhanger is all kinds of hype. We saw a glimpse of teamwork. The last panel reassured that there will be more to come. Now that put a smile on my face. This was a very intriguing chapter with a slice of tense action. The lore behind the mark was very interesting, though alarming for those who has it, especially Tanjiro. Himashima was a badass. The line about exception was confusing, but hopefully we will learn what he really meant soon. The action was tense with clean artwork, and Sanemi joining in added diversity. Not to mention, we have Tokito and Genya preparing for their return, which could lead to 4-on-1. Now that sounds amazing, but for now, we have 2-on-1 to get hype over, and that's good enough for me. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. Episode 19 was definitely a breaking point for the series. Even though I thought that episode was amazing, there's more to come. If you are new to the series, my god, you have no idea what's in store. Pass those messages down. There's more hype to come. So what do you think of this chapter? Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.